In 1911, archaeologists uncovered the mummified remains of a 5-year-old girl in Hawara, Egypt. The unique mummy was wrapped along with a portrait of the girl, yet until now, very little has been known about the child. Now, 106 years after the mummy was found, researchers have used an innovative X-ray scanning technique that is helping to piece together her story. The scans have shed light on a number of mysteries, including how her body was prepared 1,900 years ago, what items she was buried with, and the cause of her death. The mummy was discovered in 1911 by archaeologists in Hawara, Egypt.The, measuring just over 3 feet (0.9 meters) long. The little girl's body was swaddled in linen. The portrait was painted using beeswax and pigment and shows a face gazing serenely outwards, with dark hair gathered at the back. In the painting, the girl is wearing a crimson tunic and gold jewellery.The researchers believe that the Garrett mummy came from a high-status family and was entombed in an underground chamber alongside 4 other mummies. Researchers from Northwestern University have been working to unravel some of the mysteries of the mummy girl, known as the Garrett mummy. As part of the comprehensive investigation, the researchers used an X-ray scattering technique, marking the first time this method has been used on a human mummy. Professor Stuart Stock, lead author of the study, said, "This is a unique experiment, a 3D puzzle." The Garrett mummy is one of just 100 portrait mummies, and the mummies.These. These mummies have a lifelike painting of the deceased incorporated into the mummy wrappings and placed directly over the person's face. Measuring just over 3 feet (0.9 meters) long, the little girl's body was swaddled in linen. The outer wrappings were arranged in an intricate geometric pattern of overlapping rhomboids, which served to frame the portrait. The portrait was painted using beeswax and pigment and shows a face gazing outwards, with dark hair gathered at the back. By comparing the Garrett portrait to other mummy portraits, the researchers discovered that it was likely put together in a very unique way, in a different workshop from the others. Professor Marc Walton, one of the researchers working on the study, said, "Intact portrait mummies are exceedingly rare, and to have one here on campus was revelatory for the class and exhibition." The scan also revealed that the girl's body had no obvious signs of trauma, suggesting that she was likely to have died from a disease. Speaking to the Chicago Tribune, Dr. Taco Terpstra, one of the researchers working on the study, said the three most likely culprits would have been malaria, tuberculosis and smallpox. Professor Walton added, "We are basically able to go back to an excavation that happened more than 100 years ago and reconstruct it with our contemporary analysis techniques." All the information we find will help us enrich the entire historic context of this young girl mummy and the Roman period in Egypt.